Hey YouTube, I'm back with another deck profile. Today I'm going to be doing a deck profile on my Gear Chronicle deck. I guess I forgot to post this one, but I've had Gear Chronicle since the initial release of the trial deck with Chronojet at here, as well as the cards from G-BT01 and G-BT02. I must say though, G-BT1 was definitely the better set for Gear Chronicle. They didn't get a whole lot of really good support in G-BT2. They're not really, I don't really consider them a main clan of mine. I just kind of built the deck just to have the new clan available to me. Playing, testing them in a couple of months that I've had the deck, I will say that it is an interesting deck. It's unique. I mean, it's the only one that can do what it does. Similar to how Link Joker is the only one, unless you count reverse units, but it's the only one that does what it does, where it can send stuff to the bottom of the opponent's deck. So it's anti-Legion, anti-Grom Blue, whatever you want to call it. But without further ado, this is my take on a Gear Chronicle deck. So this is the best I could come up with, and I consider it a budget deck because I'm not running. I'll just throw it out right now. I'm not running Ragnarok Dragon in here, so this is basically the budget edition. Literally, all you need to do to build this deck is buy 2 trial decks and change some of the grade 1s and 2s, and we'll show them here. So for starters, for Chronojet Dragon, he is the main Vanguard, obviously. And really, I think the best Gear Chronicle deck right now is one that focuses on Chronojet Dragon. There are several other builds available as of set 2, and they are going to get some new stuff, I think, like in October. But for right now, I think Chronojet's the way to go. It's a standard stride-focused deck with the on-stride skill, and then he's got his GBT skill. His GB2 skill is actually pretty good. When he attacks the Vanguard, he gets 5,000, and the opponent cannot use a grade 1 or greater to block. So he has the Glory Maelstrom effect as his GB2. On-stride skill is simple. Most people probably know what it does. Counterblast 1 and send something to the bottom of the opponent's deck. So 4 of him. And then the next grade 2, since I'm a big fan of Legions, I'm actually running 4 Ruined Disposal Dragon. There is another Legion that came out in G-BT02. This is the first one that came out in the first set, which I think this one's actually a little bit better with Chronojet Dragon. The other one is not bad, but I think that one's better suited into a pure Legion deck, like with this guy and the other one. It's just personal preference. I just like Chronojet's Glory Maelstrom effect in late game and his on-stride skill. Since I did build the deck to focus on stride, I do have Legion in here to counteract like deck out issues and stuff like that, and because the Legion skill is pretty good. So 4 of the Legion for grade 2, 4 of the Legion Mate. This Legion Mate is actually pretty good. He's not limited to Legion. When he attacks a Vanguard, he can Soul Blast 2, and he gets the Silent Tom effect. So he's a 9k Silent Tom, but with an expensive Soul Blast 2 to be able to do that. So he's a balanced card. And then grade 2, 4, Steam Fighter Amber. This is the generic GB1 grade 2 from the trial deck. It's really good because it's really annoying. It's consistent to play this to get the effect off, so that's why I'm running it. And then here's where I changed the deck a little bit. So I did tech in some of the new cards from GBT2 just to update the deck and refresh it a little bit. So I'm running 3 of the Iron Fang Gearhound with Chronojet, with the Legion, with this guy. There's enough effects that send stuff back into the opponent's deck where this guy would actually be able to consistently hit proper numbers, so that's why I'm running him at 3. When something gets sent back, he gets 5k, and he's an 8k. So that's the grade 3s and 2s. For grade 1, 4 Steam Maiden Arlim. This is another change, so I am running the unflip G Perfect Guard, or PG, or the G whatever, because the deck does counterblast heavy because of Chronojet, on stride skill, and the stride units tend to also be pretty counterblast heavy as well. So Arlim, but you can run the trial deck one. I mean, that one's actually technically better for the matchup against the cross and stuff like that. And then 4 stride fodder, because when I build stride focused decks, I'll usually run anywhere from 2 minimum to 4 copies of stride fodder. And it can help search out Chronojet. And then 3 Steam Maiden Ulnin. This is the generic drop and draw when this is placed on R. If the number of regards the opponent has is less than you, and usually it will, you get to draw a card. They do actually have the Soul Blast 2 draw, so they've got a Calamity Tower clone. I'm not running it because it doesn't really hit proper numbers with this deck. There's no consistent 12k thing in here unless you're counting this guy. So that's why I'm not running the Soul Blast 2. And the other reason why I'm not running the Soul Blast 2 is because of this guy. Because I want to be able to do the Silent Tom skill, so I can't be Soul Blasting just to draw one card. And then this does technically help set up for Legion as well. So, and then last but not least, 3 Mistgeyser Dragon. This one is the grade 1 of this guy. So basically, these two, when something gets sent to the bottom, if these two are in the same column, that's plus 10k to that column. So it's plus 5k when something gets retired, so it becomes 11k boost or attacker, and this guy becomes a 13k attacker. So that's grade 1s. It's fairly straightforward. Zeros, 4 of the Margot clone. It's from the trial deck. It's easy to get. That's why I said just get 2 trial decks. And then it helps replenish the soul for this guy. So, and then 8 critical. Very standard. Gear Chronicle right now, they do have another critical. I don't actually have that card. It's a double R with the skill. But I don't really care too much about that card or not, so I'm just going to stick with this for now. And then the trial deck heal, of course. So, and the starter is actually the trial deck starter, because out of all the starters they have, as long as you're running Chronojet, I think this is the best starter for the Chronojet. Actually, it's a pretty good starter overall for fetching grade 3s for Stride Fodder. But like I said, this would work fine in the Legion-based build. Or any other Gear Chronicle build. Right now, I think this is still the best starter, most optimal starter at high level play, but it's personal preference really. They do have the grade 3 searcher available and all the other stuff, so they're not lacking a whole lot of cards. They even have a quintet wall too, which is interesting because some clans don't even have quintet wall, like Nubatama for instance. So for the Stride units, 1 interdimensional Dragon Chronos Command. He's just in here just because you only really need 1 of him. The effect is very rare. You rarely stride into this. But the other ones I have of 1 are interdimensional Dragon, Fate Rider Dragon. So this is the G-BT02 Stride unit. It's kind of weird in the way it works. It's there to try to get an extra attack. 2 Upheaval Pegasus. So Chrono uses this a lot in the anime. This is the double R from the Fighters collection. It's actually pretty good with Chronojet. And really you can only run this in the deck that runs Chronojet. So that's why he's in here. And then I'm just running filler here. So 2 Mystery Flare Dragon. This is the trial deck one. I never stride this, to be honest. It's too impossible, like near impossible to get this effect to actually happen, and it's Counterblast 4. So this will probably be replaced for something else in the future. Maybe his grade 4 version or whatever. But it's in here for now. And then 2 Epoch Maker Dragon. This is the triple R from the Fighters collection. So for a stride, Gear Chronicle is very heavy on stride, so if I had to recommend changes, obviously, probably don't run this at all, and just run like 2 Ragnarok or some other stuff. They have like a promo and a bunch of other things available. But this is what I have right now. And that was basically my Gear Chronicle deck. Gear Chronicle is pretty fun. They have some pretty good matchups. Worst matchup for them is probably Murakumo, which is pretty self-explanatory if you know what Murakumo does. But yeah, guys, that was the deck, and hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile, and let me know in the comments what other type of decks you're interested in seeing, and if I do have those, I will try to post them. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.